Greetings and salutations. Dystopian movies have always been at the core of some of the greatest cinema of our generation. Notably, The Hunger Games, a movie that has been the blueprint for some of the greatest things right now. For instance, Fortnite and, Fortnite. Anyways, I'm Kess,
And I'm Becca.
and welcome to Act 4. And today we'll be talking about 2012's Hunger Games.
In this initial section, we'll begin by summarizing the movie and then provide our thoughts on it. So, The Hunger Games is a thrilling dystopian film set in a future world where the totalitarian capital forces children from the 12 districts to fight in a televised battle to the death. The story follows Katniss Everdeen, played by Jennifer Lawrence, a brave young woman who volunteers to take her sister's place in the deadly games. Alongside her fellow tribute Peeta Mellark, played by Josh Hutcherson, Katniss must navigate the brutal arena, form alliances, and survive while trying to outwit the capital. In this adaptation, we also have Woody Harrelson as the mentor Haymitch, Elizabeth Banks as the quirky, stylish Elfie, and Liam Hemsworth as Katniss's best friend Gil Hawthorne. So, Kes, what are your
Yes.
initial thoughts on the movie?
Yeah, The Hunger Games has to be one of the greatest movie sagas in of our generation. And again, it's not just my opinion, it's a fact. You can look it up.
Yeah.
Literally, it will probably be in the top 10
Yeah.
cuz yeah, literally.
I
Yes.
mean, there's no way you can hate the Hunger Games. I mean, it has haters, but in my head, it's like the blueprint for a lot
Yes.
of like other dystopian movies.
Mhm.
If we think Divergent,
Mhm.
well, we think the Hunger Games. If you
Yes.
think what else? What do we have? The Maze Runner. You
Yes.
think the Hunger Games. What else do we have?
We have we have
I was
others.
doing something there, but you know what I mean.
You get it.
You know what I mean. So yeah, and as a character, I think Katniss is like one of the best dystopian
Yes.
female like lead characters because
Mhm.
you can see that she has different dimensions. She's just not a ruthless killer, you
Mhm.
know? A lot of the times you'll see that like she has compassion
Mhm.
and like she's not here to fight like you
Yes.
you think.
Yeah. I think if you compare it to some others, um for instance in Divergent, like she trains to become this fighter person,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but in like and I feel like her character is less what's Tris?
Yeah, I think that's her name.
Tricks? Something like
Tris,
that.
something like that.
Her character is less I'm not saying that she's not likable or whatever. She's less like likable and like a leader to me than Katniss would be,
Yeah.
because you can tell that Katniss, she's just being the way she is.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she was training, she wasn't training to like fight. She was training
To survive.
exactly.
Yeah, Katniss's goal was always to survive. It
Mhm.
wasn't to kill people.
Exactly.
It wasn't to be like the strongest in out of
Yes.
everyone. It was just to like survive and hope to make it out
Yes.
of the arena. You know?
And I think that's also why the people, even in the universe of the Hunger Games, saw her as like their leader for
Mm-hmm.
the revolution at some point. It's just because you can tell she's very genuine, and
Yeah.
she will fight for the people she likes and loves.
Yeah, exactly. She's like just a nice good person, and I mean you
Yes.
could see it with Rue, the
Yes.
little kid. I think like she
Mm-hmm.
was just like there to survive, and she was trying to help people survive as well. I mean, at the end you see that like she was like either both of us die or
Yeah.
both of us win, she
Yes.
wasn't selfish with it all.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Peter. I don't know about you, but I'm not his biggest fan.
I could not care less. Wait. Yeah, I could not care less about this man. I'm sorry to all the Peter Malark fans.
But they
Not
probably have read
sorry.
the book. Maybe he's different in the book, but I
Yes,
don't
that's
remember.
true.
I read the book like a few years ago. But yeah, as of the movie, I'd say that like Peter is just there,
Eh,
and like without Katniss, there's no way that guy would have survived.
he would have died. I don't care what anybody says.
There is no way. Like even before he went into the arena, he already thought he was gonna die.
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, although I would be the same, because I know I
Yeah.
wouldn't survive. Like, come on.
Yeah. I'm judging him, but I'm a coward as well. Like literally, they would have told me, Becca, you have to go. Like you've been drafted. I would have been like, yeah, just kill me now, please. I
Honestly, it
can't.
might be sad to say, but I would have ended myself in the
Yeah.
train. I don't care. I'm
Yeah.
not going there. Are you? Actually,
Like.
no. I would stay and, like, in the tube thingy,
Mhm.
I would end it all. Just so I can
Last
have
second.
the luxury and everything for
Yeah.
once in my life. And then, actually, no, you know what? I would step off, like, the thing so they can just, kill me directly
Yes.
before it even starts.
No, I
That's what
think
I
I
would
would do
do.
it myself too, just because I don't want like a random
Yes.
creepy guy just stab me in the back while I'm sleeping.
Yes.
So I think, and even if it was like not me just ending it like you, I think if I was in the arena, I would fall for just the dumbest trap
Oh,
ever.
no.
Because it's not because I am like a dumb person. I'm not saying I'm dumb, but I think it's because, for example, the fruits,
Mm-hmm.
when you see it, you're like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
well, in real life, sometimes some fruits are like poisonous, but
Mhm.
others it's eatable. So I
Mhm.
think without knowing, it's possible that you're like, oh, well, it's eatable. So you
Yeah.
eat it and then you die. And
Well,
it is what it is.
yep, that'd be that.
That'd be that. Um, so yeah, I don't judge Peter in the sense, but I did judge him with the fact that he was whining a lot. Like,
Yes.
I get it, life is rough, you're
Like,
not
at least
happy.
pretend, that you have some sort of idea of what you're doing. He
Exactly.
was just like, "No, I'm not gonna survive." Period.
Exactly. So like
Like,
that
that's.
is something that I was not a fan of.
I think that's why I don't like him a lot. Like, because I feel like in his shoes, I would at least try if I had someone like Katniss on my
Yes.
team. I mean,
Yes.
although they weren't a team technically, because
But she was there for
yeah,
him.
exactly. Like,
With Katniss by his side, especially that Katniss had a lot of like strength and mental
yes.
strength. Like she was there for him, but he just wasn't able to see it.
Mhm.
I think the only aspect that I wasn't a fan of was just the fact that sometimes the camera work wasn't the best because it was shaky and disorienting. Um, so I think that is one thing that they worked on afterwards that in the first movie I wasn't especially fond of.
Yeah.
Um, but other than that, I think the movie was great. We could see like the political system,
Yes.
political economic system of what's the meme again?
Can we talk about the political economic state of the world right now?
Anyways,
That's literally what people should be telling the people who live in
the capital.
exactly.
Literally, Katniss should have done that.
Yes.
Went into a camera and be
And
like,
she went into,
"What
like,
are we doing,
exactly.
people? Can we just talk about the state of the?" That would have been funny. But overall, my score would be like an 8.5 for the Hunger Games.
Agreed.
You too?
Solid 8.5.
Solid 8.5. So yeah, I think that were our opinions on the Hunger Games. I don't have anything else to add. Do you?
Yep.
Well, that was it for today. If you have anything else to say, anything else to add, an opinion that we didn't discuss, and you want to mention it in the comment section down below, please leave us a comment. Would you be a coward like Cass and I and just end it all before going into the arena? Or are you braver? Hopefully, you're braver because we don't want people just offing themselves before
Yes.
fighting.
Please.
And with that being said, let's move on to the second segment of today. So, in this second segment, we'll be looking at reviews from platforms like Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, Letterboxd, and more. Some fun, interesting reviews that we saw online and wanted to share with you guys. So, as of the day we're filming, the movie is rated at an 84% tomato meter and an 81% popcorn meter, which is the new audience score. So, Kes, what is your first review?
My first review says, "Not gonna lie, may the odds be ever in your favor" is kind of a good tagline. Capital serves fashion and knows great marketing. And
That is true.
honestly, you gotta give it to them.
That is
Because
true.
for someone who lives in the capital and you see this going on, you're like, oh,
What's that?
this is television. Let me
Yeah.
tune in.
Yeah. I mean, they're so bored with their life. So,
True.
I mean, you see that you're like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. But
Yes.
if you have humanity, you understand. But like
Yeah.
the tagline, I mean,
Yes.
it's
I feel like
iconic.
if there wasn't the killing
Mm-hmm.
part, like you'd just be eliminated, like you're losing, it would have been a banger.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, it was a banger, but you
Yeah,
know
I
what I
know what you
mean.
mean. Okay, so my first review says Jennifer Lawrence is good in this movie. She makes me want to start a rebellion against the Capitol, or at least against my alarm clock.
Oh,
And yeah, I understand what they mean. I just thought it was a funny review.
yeah.
What's your second review?
The second one I have says, crazy how some people think some people's lives are less important than theirs and are worth of their entertainment. Crazier how it actually happens in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that I think that made me think of is like the Mr. Beast games on
Oh
Amazon.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that made me think of that. I'm like, really? Like we're watching it's basically this, but my like he adds killing, it's the same thing.
It's the same
It's
thing.
literally the same
Yeah,
thing.
it's the dystopian Hunger Games. Yeah, it
Yes.
is. I agree.
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
just thought it was interesting because that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, even in some reality TV shows,
Mm-hmm.
basically we look at them as if they're like animals in a zoo.
Yeah, we think they're
Interesting.
just characters,
Exactly.
but they are real people, you know?
Yeah.
That is true. Okay, so my second review says The Hunger Games is the best book to film adaptation I have ever witnessed. If you don't know the plot, you haven't seen Civilization for the last 6 months. The review was in 2012, so and the movie came out in 2012. But yeah, I mean, when it came out, the movie was everywhere. Everyone was talking about it.
Yeah.
It was so iconic and new and fresh, and it's still new and fresh and iconic
Yes.
because it's like a whole new idea. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was great.
I agree.
Okay, so the last one I have is the last one I have is just like one that talks about the camera work, and I thought it was
Oh,
interesting
okay.
because it had it to what I thought. So it was talking about the director, and they said his approach to Hunger Games is hackish and dim-witted. From the first scene on the film is all well, from the first scene on, the film is all shaky closed up, so you rarely have a chance to see anything clearly. And they were harsh with the comment, but what I meant is that you can see the like the progression in the second movie whereas the first movie, because it's true that the first one I think was trying to do something, but the thing it was
Yeah.
trying to do was like too much
Yes,
for
I agree.
what it was supposed to give. um but either way, it was a great movie and amazing. If you guys read something, wrote something, will write something that is interesting, fun, innovative, and you want to just let us know, you can always leave a comment down below. You can also join our Discord. We have a new Discord server and we have plenty of discussion topics. So you can just choose whatever you like and just add to the discussion. And with that being said, let's move on to the third segment of this episode.
So the third segment is all about the characters we loved and would give an Oscar to, not necessarily to the actor, but can be just because the character was amazingly amazing,
Mhm.
and the character that we would think we would do a good job at portraying if, God forbid, we were in a universe like the Hunger Games.
Yeah,
So I will go first.
go ahead.
First of all, the character that I think deserves an Oscar, or just some therapy, is Haymitch.
Hey, Mitch.
Because
Yeah.
I think when I think of characters that people like a lot, he doesn't really come often.
Mhm.
And I think he deserves a lot of credit.
He does.
Like, the dude went through so much.
Yes.
And then I feel like sometimes people like are too harsh on him. They're like, "Oh, you drink alcohol. He doesn't want to help." Well, if I were in this place and I see all these people that I help
Mhm.
die
Yeah.
every single time, I would not care anymore. And
Mhm.
I would honestly, yes. And props to him to actually help
Yeah.
after. Just proves that he's actually a very good person.
He is a good person. I agree. Hey, Mitch is the best.
Yes. And the person that I would play, the character I would play, is Effie. Cause yes,
Really?
cause I don't want to be someone in the districts.
Yeah.
Let me be in the capital.
Mhm.
And I don't know, Effie just seems like she's here for a good time. She's like such a nice. She has a nice vibe.
Yeah, she's a nice,
She's
good
really
person.
cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, as of me, uh, who was my favorite? Oh yeah, I forgot who was my favorite character. Okay, so my favorite character is, I think I like this character just because I like the little time they had on screen, and my favorite character is Rue. Just
Oh,
because she was a cute 12-year-old and you could
yes,
see that she was scared, but she was still trying to be brave, which I
yes,
really admired. And she
yeah,
was still trying to be like, she was still, you could see like she had a lot of struggles,
yes.
and she was like from a district that wasn't rich technically, but she was still like, she was a good soul.
I agree.
R.I.P. Rue.
Rip.
And for the character I'd play, honestly, it's just I chose this character just because I was like, as this character, I'm a survivor.
Oh,
So I went with Hamish.
oh. I mean, yes, basically.
Yeah, I was like, if I'm Hamish, that means I have like the abilities to be a
Hmm.
survivor.
Yes,
Um, but I mean, yes, Hamish does have little problems that he has to work on and needs
yes.
therapy and should
A lot
probably
of it.
stop alcohol.
Yes.
But yeah, I think I like him, and he's witty and has a little sense of humor
Yeah.
sometimes. So I like him. So what about you? Who is your favorite character? Who is your favorite actor? Who would you play in the movie, and who would you give an Oscar to if you could? Leave us the answer down below. And with that being said, we'll move on to the last segment of this episode.
The last segment is about the lines, the scenes, the dialogues, the moments in the movie that deserve to be in the history books because they were maybe amazing, maybe so sad, maybe so made us so angry or whatever. Doesn't matter. It's just basically the lines and the scenes that we really liked.
Mm-hmm.
So Becca,
Yes.
which lines and scenes did you really like?
Okay. I guess one scene that I liked is like a pretty basic scene. It's when basically Katniss decided to volunteer for her sister. I
Classic.
volunteer as tribute. I was like, yes, ma'am. Um, I guess some lines that I like was when Peter and Katniss were like being interviewed, and like Peter said, "I want to die as myself,"
Mm,
and Katniss said, "I want to die in my own bed."
mm,
And I was like, that is
bar.
their characters because
Yes.
literally Peter was just like, I'm gonna die regardless. Whereas Katniss was like, I just hope I can make it. Like she
Yes.
wanted to survive, you know? So for me, that was iconic. And as well, it's when Rue died, and then Katniss whispers as she holds Rue, she said, I'm sorry I couldn't save you.
Yeah.
Ah, my heart. It was so
Gets
sad.
me. This scene gets me every time.
It was so sad. So I guess those were my
Those are
scenes and
good ones.
dialogues. What about you?
Honestly, I love the movie. I have so much, but the ones that really stand out to me, the first one is basically when she's like in front of the sponsors and
Hmm.
they're not looking at her, and then she shoots her arrow in the apple.
Yeah,
Then they look at her, and then she's like, "Thank you for your consideration."
yeah, that
Oh,
was
ate them
iconic.
up,
Yes.
literally. And then I really like when Snow says, hope is good. A little hope is good. A lot of hope is dangerous. A spark is okay as long as it's contained.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like it's not a good thing because I don't like snow at
Hmm.
all. But I just think it was like interesting, a very thing that makes you think, especially in our current days.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, another one that this scene that a scene that is kind of like it's like 3 seconds,
Hmm.
and it's basically when Haymitch was sitting down at some point, and then he was looking around him, and there were these little kids from the capital that were playing fight.
Hmm.
I just think it's so interesting because to them it's a game,
Hmm.
to them it's nothing but like entertainment. What
Hmm.
actual kids are dying.
Yes.
I just think it's interesting because then it pans it back to like Hey Mitch's face,
Hmm.
and it's like sad. And
Yeah.
obviously the whole scene of Rue's death, not amazing, it's just sad.
Yeah.
Literally saddest thing
I know.
ever.
I know.
But yeah.
No, it's so sad.
Hmm.
Ah, with that depressing last thought, This episode ends now.
Yes.
So, if you have anything to add from any topic of discussion we had today, or just anything related to the Hunger Games first movie, please, you can leave a comment down below or join our Discord, like I mentioned. So yeah, we were happy to have you with us today. Remember to watch, like, comment, subscribe, join Discord, everything. And Kes, do you have something else to add?
Yes. If the Hunger Games were to be an actual thing, which celebrity would you throw in there? See you at the movies. Bye
Bye.
bye.